What's up, everybody? Andrew Binder back with another video today. And since I've released the video on the first Forza setup, which I did not think it was going to go as far as it did, but I've got a few questions now, and so I thought I'd do an update for late 2019. This is it here. We'll start at the back and move to the front. I'll try to answer questions, and I'll try to remember everything that needs to be in this update, but don't hold me to it. If you have any external questions and anything more, just post it in the comments below, and I will try my hardest to respond and understand and get you answers to what you wonder. So here it is. It may look a little bit different than last time. We'll start here. The sub setup I think is still the same. Last time we had the double speakers, the Reveiw 5.1 system, and the sub down there. Now these upper tweeters need to be replaced soon because they are not doing very well, and I do have a set in mind from Best Buy, so we will see when that happens. But so far they're still working, they're still okay. So we got double sub back here. The top one has been here since the very first iteration of this setup. The bottom one is the 5.1. It is held in with these blocks, just kind of rudimental, and they seem to have worked so far because when I got it, I was really excited to put it together. So I'm like, what is the easiest and quickest way I can get this together? And that was the answer there. So then the frame, it's still PVC. It's still all the same as it was before. Then we got the side speakers here. Those are still the same. I actually had to replace them once because we did it did hit a doorway on the way in somewhere, and they did get damaged. So the seat still the same. Still Dodge neon seat, and actually for the test of time, as old as this thing is, I built this Christmas of 2016. You can see some of the wear marks on it, but man, if this was leather, this thing would have been wrecked by now. There's been hours and hours sat in here, and it still has most its padding intact, and it is not at all in bad condition. So really happy about that. Keyboard, light up, cheap Walmart keyboard. I need to get a wireless keyboard because apparently they do work in Xbox now. Does have different levels of brightness, but works for typing in passwords and such. But the biggest new thing that you guys will recognize is the new wheel setup. I moved on from the Logitech for now because I missed the TH8A shifter too much. The TH8A shifter just is miles better than the Logitech shifter that comes with it, and my Logitech setup was on the brink of extinction anyway, so I'm like, I might as well try something different. So I went with the the Thrustmaster TMX wheel because it's what I had before, and I really did enjoy it. The T3PA pedals, the Pro setup would have been nice, but that's alright. And then the TH8A shifter. And as you can see, this is a custom shift knob. I'm sure I'm going to get a couple questions about that. This, I just went to the auto parts store, and it ended up being this was one of them. I'm like, that looks pretty cool. That fits most modern cars. I'm going to put that on there. So what it is set screws. It's actually a bitch to install, but there's 3 set screws on it all around, and this is a shift knob that is supposed to go in a real car, but apparently this shifter was able to fit normal shift knobs from real cars, so I'm like, I want something different than the stock one. So but note, if you do want this one, and if you do go to the auto parts store and pick out one yourself, the set screws that it comes with are not going to be long enough. You need to go to Menards and get some longer ones so it can secure well to this shaft. So, but other than that, works pretty good. It's a little bit heavier than the stock one, so you're gonna feel the weight. You can almost see it there. It kind of has a little bit more spring to it. But then the mount for this is just a board. The board, this is tape just to keep it off there. There's that special cable, and then you have the clamp right on there, and it secures very nice and secured. And then you got under there you can see these are just tube clamps or whatever mounted with screws. And I did get a question from one of the guys on the other video. I do remember that the board here. So how is this mounted? We have the wheel on the clamp. With the clamp always comes with the wheel nice and secure in place there, but from there then it's this board with there's a clamp here, clamp there, and it's all screwed in tightly. It does have some movement, which I think lets the vibrations transfer through the system pretty well, but for the most part it's very secure, and it really works. It works well for building some sort of setup, and it's the easy way. You know, as you can see. But then the Vizio, this is 5.1 soundbar. We have the two side tweeters there, Velcro, all this Velcro nonsense. Again, the easy way out, looking at replacing those soon. So down here we have the controller. This is what runs this whole setup. These and this side speaker. This comes out of a splitter, and there's two lines there that go to these tweeters and these. These are run off the 5.1 because the 5, and you might be wondering, why does the 5.1 have to be on there? Why did you put the extra on there? Now, 2-sub, gotta say, that's pretty cool. Gonna be even better when I get the replacement, but these don't produce all the sounds you need. It does not suffice for having two main audio sources, because the 5.1, the format of stuff needs to be coded in 5.1 in order for it to work and project all the sounds. And even in 5.1, these are tweeters, and tweeters only do tweeter job things. They don't really project all the car noises or all the voices or all. It's just kind of an extra background. So I figured out I needed to have those on there, which is a little unfortunate, because I was looking for an all-in-one system, and an all-in-one system I would have to have that, a sub, tweeters, which would go up there, and that side. So I don't know if there's a 7.1 system out there that isn't a home theater separate system, but feel free to let me know or whatever. So about the pedals, I did move them down. I did change the spacing a little bit here. Let me get in there, because I like the brake being closer to the gas, and I moved the gas down to get these as far up as they could go without hitting, as you can see there. But another big thing about these, I think a lot of you guys are gonna appreciate this. This is kind of like the Logitech pedal now. It has some, as you can see there, some force to it, and that is because I took the Logitech mod out of the brake pedal, I cut it up a little bit shorter, and I put it inside the spring in there. So now this pedal has kind of a load type feeling, a rudimentary type load feeling like the Logitech did. Since the T3PA pedals don't come with that, I was very disappointed, because I was used to having that brake pedal hard stiff feel when you stop. So that's a little tip. Take apart your Logitech pedals, take the little block that's inside there, put it inside that pedal, and you will have the load feeling again. But note to self, every time you boot up the game, Forza, the wheel and pedals recalibrate. So if you don't push the gas down 100% the first or second time you drive, it will think 100% is actually 50% depression. So you need to push the brake as hard as you can the first time in order to get that full hardness of a feel. Otherwise, you only push it that much the first time, and it'll think that's 100%. So you really gotta push it to its max travel, and then it'll see that's 100%, and then you'll have more of that load feel. So that's a little tip there for you on the pedals. So moving forward, it's just all the same, as we can see. Still have the PVC and everything. This is all the same, quite rudimentary, as we see. We have some, decorations because of the Lego expansion. So, same cabinet, still got the same, display down there, and this is the Sony X900F TV. I have done a review on this I've told you what I thought, and someday I am going to upgrade again, but right now this TV still is sufficing quite nicely, and I do enjoy it a lot. I think it fits a lot of my needs, and you can see that review on your own time. Little bit of the Xbox box, and that's a new blue controller there. Xbox One X, if you're wondering, that is an X. I try to get the most graphics that I can, hence running a... Oh, this is a Cinnamon cable from Best Buy. This is not the Ocean or the Sky. It's an AudioQuest Cinnamon cable, so I think it's like 1.25%, and I know that only is like good for like audio stuff, but I just figured I want the best pushing this type of a TV and display. So that's really about it. That's how things mount up. The chair is just bolted in there, and it's still clamped on with those stupid hose clamp type things back there. I mean, there's a lot of improvements that could be made, and everything is a work in progress always. Here, yeah, this is the charger. I got an external charger for this controller because it just keeps dying, and you'd be amazed at how many of these suckers you go through when you just have it on all the time, just playing Forza or watching YouTube or watching a movie or something like that. So yeah, that's really it. Thrustmaster setup, really enjoying that so far. I mean, the drawbacks from the TAMX to the Logitech. If you want me to explain more or do a review or show you the Logitech next to the Thrustmaster and tell you what I think switching back, I can do that. I think there's pluses and minuses to it. It's not perfect. The Logitech wheel is better in some areas, but in some other areas, the way this is calibrated and the ability to use that shifter really... I just wanted something different. I'm definitely going to go back to the Logitech, though, after this wheel is said and done. Because the Logitech you can find cheap, and it lasted way longer than it should have for me. So I am no doubtedly supportive of the Logitech. But right now, that shifter is what I really, really wanted. This wheel works good. I'm really happy with the pedals. There's a lot of advantages to this setup and just having something different as well. So, I guess I will show you some playing on Forza with this new setup. It's not going to be like great or anything, but I guess I can show you a little bit how it works. If you don't really enjoy that or don't want to see that, you can tune out now. That's pretty much the end. Let me know if you have any questions, any extra tidbits of information you'd like to know about it. Yeah, the lighting is off in here. I'm not going to do the editing process for this, so that's just that. So yeah, that's basically it, and it actually fits pretty much perfect here with my bed and everything. And yes, go see, that's one of the best movies I've seen ever. Go see that. It's amazing. Yeah. So here we go. I will show you some playing and then we'll call her. Alright, here we are, driving section. I have no idea if this is going to work, so bear with me. But here we go. Start. You gotta start the game first and then turn the controller on, because if you don't do that, the wheel doesn't activate correctly, which is not very fun. So here's shifter. Pretty simple. Sound's gonna be a little loud. One of my favorite cars to drive right now is the Z28. We're in winter season. Forzathon this week, just for frame of reference, is last season was the Bugatti Diva. Which I kind of wanted, but I didn't really want to work for, so didn't do that. Koenigsegg CCX and the TVR Tuscan. And the BMW E92 M3 GTS. I'd kind of like to get that in the 04 Subaru, but beyond that, I'm not too concerned about anything. I'm waiting for Forza to get the 1970 Super Beat. Please. I will work so hard to have that car. Please add that car in the game. So, I don't know, just a little driving demo. As you can see, force feedback. clutch. I mean, just open the game store. That's the brake. Wish I could show you this from my perspective, because, you know, dash is right in front. Show you shifting down here and stuff, so. Oh, and by the way, before I get the comments that say I suck at driving, I'll show you my settings, then you can input that onto your controller and tell me how you do for the first few hours you play the game. So please don't say that, because you have no idea what my settings are, and I try to set it up as realistic as possible. I'm not looking for it to be easy. Alright. Let's get to somewhere where there is not snow on the road. Maybe sometime I'll figure out a way so I can show you from what it looks like from this perspective. But the wheel, compared to the Logitech, it's more forward and down. The Logitech was back and up more. The shifter was definitely a little bit different. The pedals were more flat. This is a much wider area to go on, and I think this base is a bit sturdier than the Logitech, so that's definitely something it has going for it. So, settings. Here we go. Here we go. Dead zone inside, outside, 0, 100, linearity, 50%, acceleration axis, deceleration. Now the deceleration and acceleration, the deceleration axis dead zones are set specifically for my brake mod, trying to get it to set up to work as the best as possible. The clutch you can set how you want. E-brake, don't have one, maybe someday. Vibration scale 75, force feedback scale 100%. Center brake spring scale is all the way. Logitech did have a lot more force on the center spring scale. I did like that. The wheel damper scale 55%. Minimum force is 40. The rotation angle is 840 degrees. So not too far off from stock, but definitely settings that you can feel the difference within each car. So that's pretty much that. Little 7-liter, I think it's a 427 in this one. mostly stock. I don't mod too many of my cars. Change car. Camera. Sure we're still recording. Again, if this is boring you, just turn it off. I'm just giving a little demo like I did last time. Show you what it's like to sit in. Chair's pretty comfortable. Wheels good. Shifter is pretty much good. It's about where I'd want it to be. Maybe a little bit different, but you know, typical stuff here. The reverse is all the way back and over with the TH8A. With the rest, with the Logitech, it was down in some way. I don't remember. Good AIs for you. Oh, the sound probably sounds much worse on there than it does in real life. The surround is very good. And the paddle shifters do work with the paddle cars. I do paddle shifters with paddle cars, turn the clutch off with you know, like supercars and stuff like that. So. other thing with the subs and stuff, I can actually feel it vibrate back there through the setup, which is pretty nice. So like when the train comes from the right, it comes out of the right speakers. Woo! There we go. that's all the driving. You can stay if you want. I hope you got enough of a demo there. I should get some other views up sometime soon. So thanks for watching. If you made it this far, if you haven't, just click off, don't comment. I understand this is for people who just want a little bit of a demo or just want to watch me drive or do whatever. So thanks for watching. Leave anything that you want to know in the comments below. I'll try to get back to you. I hope I covered most everything that needed to be covered. I'm not positive I got to all of it. Leave your questions, comments, anything. It's all appreciated. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.